We have with us on the couch Emmanuel Prince Abanobi. He's a multiple award-winning advocate and a distinguished theater director, craftsman, and visionary in the world of beauty and performance arts. He's also the CEO of Prince Glam Empire, has built a reputation as a renowned beauty and special effects makeup artist, international costume designer, actor, dancer, and communications expert. He's currently serving as Enugu State National Director of Misters of Nigeria, Miss Teen Nigeria Universe, Mr. and Miss UNN, and Mr. and Miss Institution. He's also deeply committed to shaping the next generation of pageant royalty. I should also add that he's also the art and creative director for Miss Earth Nigeria, and was one of the coach for Chidinma Additional. How are you doing? Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
You have quite a welcome
I know,
profile.
right? I know.
And then you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing this.
When Nigeria will release Israel.
Okay, so talk to us, Prince. You've been doing this for over 5 years. I've been being a coach for pageant royalties. How has that journey been? First off, I need to ask, what does it take to be a coach?
That's a very, very strong question. To be a coach, actually, it takes a lot of hard work. First of all, you have to be sincere with yourself.
Right.
You cannot give what you do not have. You understand? So it's an industry where you need to be, mentally strong and all of that. And you also need to learn under people who have actually told that part. While before I got to this point, in blessed memory, I was with my late coach here before COVID came in 2020. So, and I was with him for like 4 years, learning, though I was his makeup artist, but it was also a training process for me. So after that, after his demise, I started to take it up upon myself, to continue that legacy. So for you to be a coach, you need to, study to show yourself approved, as the Bible says.
Study to show yourself approved. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Before we go into the nitty-gritties,
okay,
which also involves one of the controversies surrounding, maybe we should just deal with it and get it out of the way.
Okay.
There's been a lot of rumors about coaches exploiting pageant queens, right?
Oh.
And you being, you also have a coach association, right?
Okay.
The Crown Parliament,
Crown
which
Parliament
also sort of houses, different coaches
Yeah.
across, how for young girls who want to be pageant queens in the nearest future, how can they identify a credible coach?
Wow, you're putting me on the spot, but I will be very genuine with the answer. First off, I tell people you can't teach people how to be human beings. So first, I tell myself that the purpose why I am doing this is to, help to see that these contestants have it, easy in their journey. So why would I want to take from them when my aim or, my mission is to help them? So I feel like for those girls that have experienced it in some sort of way, I'm sorry about it.
Right.
But you need to ask questions next time. You understand? When you see beauty queens, when you see pageant systems, ask questions. Okay, who have you worked with? Check their track record. For example, last year I was opportune to have the highest placement streak for Nigeria at 8 international pageants. With such commendable, efforts, you should be able to know, okay, this is what this person can do. And then when you experience such things, actually speak out so that you save other girls from such situations reoccurring.
Right.
And to everybody out there who, positioning themselves to be coaches, please make sure you answer your why. Why are you doing this? When you find your why, and make sure the why is positive, please, not negative why, you'll be able to, handle yourself throughout this course. Will temptations come? Yes, it will. But please, my mom will always tell me, be honest. You can't give what you do not have.
Sure.
So try as much as possible to have this virtue. And I feel when you, embrace yourself in such virtues, you will easily flow. And your work will speak for you. You will not have any reason, to have ulterior motive with your delegates.
Right.
All right.
Let's talk about you being one of the coaches for Chidinma Additional. I mean, she was one of the beauty queens or pageant queens she experienced quite a lot at the Miss Universe.
She did.
Prior to her being, contesting at the Miss Universe world. And that sort of, as a coach, how did that, take us through the process, the physical, emotional, mental, and psychological effects, you know, that experience had for Chidinma, because as a coach, you're also going through what she's going through.
Of course.
Right.
You don't want to know about
yeah,
it.
you're experiencing what she's also going through.
Yes.
So talk to us about how you were able to build your emotional and mental resilience to be able to help her get through, you know, the travails of, you know, that period.
Okay. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Crown Parliament coaches that actually, you know, came through. Isaac, Johnny B, Bumi, the rest of them. Right. We came together first to tell ourselves that this is actually almost a war. Right. Not obviously physical war, but mental war. And we had to fortify ourselves by holding on to ourselves first. You understand? So once we built, you know, that strong connection, and we told ourselves our job specification is to make sure that Chi is safe and sound mentally. Right. So we first of all energize ourselves. And for each of our classes, whether catwalk, whether while I'm behind the scene helping her styling, whether, you know, we always tend to remind her who she is. We tend to, you know, help her build a wall around herself so that she could always ignore the noise. Was it easy? No. There were days I would let her cry. Okay, cry to me, and after that you see me dancing on the video call, trying to, you know, make her, you know, yes, come back her, to. Right. There were times she'd be like, Coach, I feel like I want to go back. And I'm like, why are you going back? There are people who have seen your journey. Do you know how many followers you have? Those people are there to see you win. So you need to also, coaches, like, you know, we had to build ourselves in order to, you know, help us stand. And that's our job at the Crown Parliament. We make sure that it's not just about the glitz and glam. It's about making these girls self-aware, making them strong within, so that, because you can't give what you don't have. Sure. You can never. And as Isaac will always say, ignore the noise, focus on the goal. So that was the technique we used. And to God be the glory, you know, we went to Mexico, first runner up, and not just that, the first ever Miss Africa universe. And in all of this, it goes to show that determination at the end of the day plays one of the most pivotal roles, and also in pure intention, actually, because our main goal was not to shine. At TCP, we step back for the girls. It is their win that makes us shine.
I love it, because it reminds you of it takes a village.
Thank you, exactly.
Right, it takes a village, because people don't see the community and the support group that you have that are, you know, just supportive and just being around you and ensuring that you win. It's beautiful to see. Let's quickly talk about your work with Miss Earth Nigeria. You are the new artistic and creative director. Yay. Congratulations, because so I mean, you're just taking all the feats. Talk to us about that. What does the Miss Nigeria beauty pageant represent? Because in this time, I remember when Ada was here last week. She's the current most beautiful girl in Nigeria. And we talked about the pageant industry extensively, and the relevance of a lot of these pageants that just keep, you know, sprouting from different corners of the world, and sorry, of different corners of Nigeria, I would say. So talk to us about what Miss Earth Nigeria represents. Okay,
first off, shout out to my national director, Ibn Abofe Beresima, for giving me this opportunity, the platform, you know, to keep expressing my art and myself. I remember how I got into the system. I started working with them actually 5 years ago, before the appointment. And I got really interested because it's quite a unique pageant. It is a pageant where you see girls reading backstage before they... Yes, because you need to be aware about your environment. It's an environmental pageant. You know, we teach climate change, we advocate for sustainability and all of that. So the Miss Earth Nigeria platform is one that do not just, you know, equip these girls to find their purpose, but they ethically find their purpose. In fact, something to interest you. While I was working with Mom, in 2020, my final year in the University of Nigeria, I am a theater artist. But guess what? I did my final thesis on biodegradable makeup for the TFL. And that got me an A. And it goes to show that there's a lot of untapped, you know, situations, issues bordering around our environment that people can, you know, because while I was convincing my then lecturers about how I can use local materials to make sustainable makeup, they were like, oh, really? Because actors every day, you know, you're on set, you're on makeup, and when this makeup is washed, it goes down to the drain. Chemical components and all of that. So the Miss Earth Nigeria pageant, aside, you know, there's also the glitz and glam, because we have beauty of face, figure and form, but most importantly, it's the environmental awareness. So this is what we bring to the table. So for every girl out there who know you like, you know, farming, you like doing, come, this is the pageant for you.
Imagine one of the requirements for auditioning for the pageantry is going to the farm to farm. So, want to see you in your.
Definitely, we do eco activities.
I'm kidding.
Of course, no,
I'm
but
kidding.
Also to bring to your notice, you don't necessarily need to be, inclined into
With
the earth.
yeah.
We've had beauty queens like Esther,
Okay.
who was an advocate through art.
Oh, okay.
She danced, sings, she created, rhymes for the earth. Things like that. Like this year, our team is finding your spark in the earth. So it's still glitz, it's all glitz, it's all glam, but most importantly, we bring that awareness to the table. Why entertainment, there's a little bit of
entertainment in between. Absolutely love it. How are you able to balance all of these things that you do? You're a theater director, you're an actor, you're a dancer, you have beauty queens to deal with. We all know how difficult and challenging it can be to deal with women, right? So, I mean, how are you able to balance all of these things, all of it together?
Currently backstage, I was already, where are you? You need to deliver this dress. Because we have like preliminaries for one of the pageants today. And the truth is, I have understood I am not an island. I have a couple. In short, I'm so grateful for the TCP Parliament, the Crown Parliament, they are my backbone. I'm here right now doing this interview and they are there doing the job. Right. So the most important thing is I make sure I do not leave any stone unturned before attending to the next. So that's how I'm able to balance. And I ask a lot of questions. Our people locally will say, "Person they ask questions, not the misroad." Right. So while I am at one thing and I need help, I always see there's something lacking. There is a limit to the power of collaboration we've been able to expand within us. So if we're able to buy into it, that's why there's a Prince Glam today. Right. I've been able to key into the power of collaboration. So once we're able to come together, fine-tune these things, I feel once you're juggling, people will always stand in for you and things will keep moving.
Prince, wow, this has been quite an interesting conversation with you. Thank you so gleaning much into your world as a theater director, as a coach, most importantly. Very insightful. Thank you so much for coming to share your journey with us.
Thank you.
We have our chef in the kitchen.
Okay.
She's made something very tasty.
Ooh.
I hope you like food.
I'm not really much of a foodie, but yes, I would.
Because you need food to have energy to be able to deal with all that, do all the things that you can do.